do it. Got it. Fantastic. So hi everyone, welcome to today's Content Foundation session. So what we're doing now is we're building the foundation that the content pillars will rest on. So we said that we understand that the brand we are working for is in the publishing sector, for example, and we understand the foundation we built for a brand in the publishing sector has to lay on a few pillars. So we chose 3 pillars yesterday for unlocking, and we were able to get the content ideas for those pillars. I'm just going to do a recap if I can find the right document. Does it this one? What did I name this thing yesterday? I've opened so many other files. Sorry about that.
Content basis also.
Yeah. Let's search for that because I was thinking to be up. Content basis. No, we changed it from content basis to content planning, blah, 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 blah. It has to be something I opened yesterday. This is the disadvantage of doing too many things and not naming your files properly. So we have unlocking creativity. We have content generation plus. This was opened yesterday. Decisions that work. This was opened yesterday. DIY branding. Okay. Bear with me a second. Let me see if it's content generation plus. I don't think it is. No, it's not. Anyway, we'll just use another document and with copy of conversation starters. While we're doing that, Benga, did you get the task that I asked you to do? So we'll just check in. Is Benga still with us? Yeah, content generation is copy. Is Benga still with us?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I thought you said Dominga.
No, not Dominga. Benga. The one yesterday I told you to do something. Were you able to do it?
Yeah. Stuff, right?
Sorry?
I said the one for women's brand. Oh,
yes.
Which one?
No, I have to do quite. One was one was about finding out. I can't remember right now. I know I asked you to do a couple of things yesterday, but
yes.
Did you do this? I thought you should do this for your brand also. Did you do these content pillars?
I haven't.
You haven't.
I haven't documents for it, though, but
okay.
I have a draft here.
Okay.
You know, I just I'm co-working now, so I will just work on it.
Okay, all right. So during co-working, everybody will get to do their work, but just see, because we're making changes as we go. So we're saying these are the pillars that the brand is resting on for now. The foundation is that they're in an industry. Now these are pillars. Startup, self-improvement, business improvement, which we now change to startup improvement, self-improvement, and business improvement. So our aim is to improve the way unlocking, the way businesses do what they do. So we have our pillars or our teams, whichever one you choose to call it. Then we say startup improvements. You will now get topics under each one. So what I was saying yesterday is there are 2 options. You can take one topic and break that topic into subtopics. For example, branding is something basic. You can talk about brand styling, and it's still under branding. You can talk about brand visibility. You can talk about, so under this brand styling, you can still get more topics. All I'm saying is when you have something written here, don't think that that is the end of it. That is the beginning. You can, from this thing, generate so much topics or content ideas that you would now use to build your content generation editorial calendar. From one, we get more. Is everybody up to date with that at least? Does anybody have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good. If you have any questions, please let me know. Now, whenever we're talking about content generation, I always say, let's start with questions people are asking. Now, let's take that part and do a little bit more work on it so that you understand those questions a little bit. Now, you can divide your questions into questions about your brand, but you can also look at it as questions about your industry. So now we are separating the questions into two: questions about your brand and questions about your industry. And the reason I'm separating it this time is I've observed that most of the time when we look at the questions, look at only questions about our brands and about our services. But we should look at it from the perspective of both. Questions about your industry or the market or the sector, whichever one you choose to look at. So if we look at it and divide it this way, both of them are going to give you content ideas that get into your content character. I'm a content calendar. So from now on, when we talk about questions, it's divided into how many major parts. We'll start looking at breaking it down. 2, questions about your brand and questions about your sector. Now, when it comes to questions about your industry, this is what I want you to think about. When someone goes on Google, what do they type? What are the questions they are asking? They're asking how to raise a child for NKBC, how to raise a Christian child in the internet age, how to share on social media without oversharing. So there are certain parenting questions people are asking when it comes to NKBC that we are supposed to listen to and answer. I'll repeat what I said. When it comes to questions our target audience has, our aim is to answer these questions and provide solutions. So we are seen as the authority in that field. So let's take unlocking creativity as an example. When entrepreneurs are searching for certain things, they should find your content. Your content should speak to them. So whenever they are thinking of, oh, somebody needs a social media manager, or somebody needs a virtual assistant, or somebody needs HR, your name comes first. You are seen as a credible source because the content from your website, the content your brand puts out there, every single thing your brand does is answering questions people have in their mind. How to discipline a child is a question a parent will be asking. Is there a way to discipline a child without killing their character? How do I flog my child without this? There are questions people are asking. So we're going to go around for the brands we're representing after I go through. So just get your mind ready to start thinking about questions about the brands that we mentioned that we're representing yesterday. I'm going to read and I will explain what I have said. I said, as anyone that has spent time online knows, people are always asking questions. Sometimes they're looking for information about a specific topic, how to be a social media manager, who is a virtual assistant, it's specific, what is social media management. So those are topics that we should have content on our website that will lead people back to us. Now, sometimes when we are creating this content, we're not creating it. There's a way you will write something when you are trying to sell your services that it's about you. It's not about you when it's questions about your industry. It's about them and the solution we can provide. So this content is helping people without saying, buy from me. That's what it's doing. So if I tell people, social media management is about this. This is what you need to post on social media. You need to do this, create a magazine, full stop. At the end, there can be an addendum that says we provide these services. At the end, they cannot be. But that's what we are doing at this point in time is just writing about it. Why do you need an office manager? Why do you need to keep 3 financial books as a district? Why do you need a corporate account as a business? Those are specific questions that are specific enough that people are asking. So I said information, while other times they are simply trying to figure out how to do something. One day I was looking for how to tie wrapper. There are people that are looking for how to tie turbans. There are people that are looking for how to pierce your ears for no reason, or how to tie gele. You are being specific about the questions they are asking. Either way, questions can be a serious source of inspiration for content creators. After all, if someone is asking a question, it is likely that there are others out there that have the same questions. By answering these questions in a clear and concise manner, content creators can position themselves as experts in their field and attract new readers and customers. It's forward speaking. Remember what I said about the top, that's the online presence accelerator that we use as a brand for clients. We call it TOP, the online presence accelerator. What we do for them is we create an online presence that is like a lifestyle magazine. We're not creating an online presence that is just about a catalog. I've differentiated between a catalog and a magazine in the past, and I will differentiate them now. Sometimes when somebody is scrolling through your pictures on your phone, the one that says, or when you remember growing up, I don't know, us we are old, when people come to your house, you have to say, this was the time this person did this. When somebody is looking through an album, that's what you are doing for them. You are telling them the story. If it's a catalog, it just says this peg is £5, this generator is £10, it uses diesel is £50, specific. But if it's a magazine, it will be more interactive because it will have magazine articles. I want you to pick up magazines or flip through magazines, and you will see how I want your brand's online presence to be. It's filled with interesting articles that, although they may be targeted at selling, they are there to improve people. If we said, okay, this is male awareness month or men's awareness month or whatever, and we're supposed to create content around the team of men to support men, we are not doing that to just say support men and then come and write your book with us, or support men, then come and do business with us. We are just supporting men, full stop. When you are salesy and you're always selling, people will not even come to you at all. But when you improve people's lives, change the way they see themselves and give them something valuable, that's what they call content that is valuable. You are transforming the way they get things done by answering questions that they have. I'll continue. Additionally, by answering frequently answered questions. I need to correct this. Thank God. By answering frequently asked questions, content creators can save their readers time and provide them with valuable information that they may not be able to find elsewhere. So whether you are wondering what to write about next or simply looking for a way to help your audience, consider taking a closer look at the questions people are asking. Questions people are asking. Now, as an entrepreneur, what are the questions people are asking? Do you know? Are you sure? Can you answer those questions through your content? The content on your blog, the content on your social media. It's more than just doing frequently asked questions about our services. Yes, don't buy followers. We want you to do this. We know all that, but let's go deeper. If you are stuck on what kind of content to generate, one effective strategy is to look at the questions people are asking. You are getting amazing ideas by simply answering the questions that are on top of the mind of your audience. The aim is to be the go-to person when they have questions. Like, for example, when it comes to content generation in my industry, when people have questions about tools to use, apps, what to post, they come to me. So what is your brand the go-to person for? It should not be limited to your company, but also encompass the broader industry topics, which is what we started with yesterday. Content creation is not about being selfish and saying, look at what I can do. It's about saying, I see you, I hear you, I am listening to your questions and I can answer them without you being forced to buy from me. I'll repeat, content generation is not about you. It's about them. It's about saying, I see that student that is struggling to study. I hear you. It's not your fault. I'm not saying come to me and I will teach you, pay me. I'm saying this is the way you can improve the way you learn. I am seeing that author that is struggling to write their book. I'm not saying, Olodo, why don't you know how to write grammar properly? I'm saying these are the tools you can use to write your book properly and self-publish. I know you can do it. I'm saying, oh, this person that wants me to change their printer. I'm not saying, well, this is a simple thing. You shouldn't call the IT person. IT people are tired of you people calling us. What rubbish, don't you people know how to do this simple thing? Just tell us you do not go to school. Rather, you are saying, this is how you change your cartridge. If your ink printer is printing this and these are the troubleshooting things, that is what you are doing. You are creating helpful content that answers common questions, positioning yourself as an expert in your field, and that's a valuable asset for any business. So most of these questions that you are answering, they can be used, you can answer them with memes, you can answer them with different things. How do you know what questions people are asking? The first thing to do is to ask them. Yesterday, I asked you people a question. Why do we struggle to post? And we're like, oh, lack of resources, lack of motivation. I listened to you people, and I can use that to go and create content that works. I have been asking, oh, what are the things you people struggle with? Because I can come with a curriculum and say, do this. But when people say, this is what you struggle with, I will now say, okay, based on the questions people are asking, I am creating content, which is this material that can be used in multiple ways to help you understand how to do these questions, answers, problems. How many people do we have in the room? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to break you guys up into rooms. Comfort, you guys are 2. So I will put you people with Benga. Tofumi, Catherine, and Effiong, you guys are going to be in the same room. And we're going to work on something together. So get ready. You are going to work on one thing. So questions people are asking. I want you people, team A, to work on Worital, team B to work on unlocking. And when we come back, Tofumi and Benga, sorry that I picked the men, are going to present, because people are the ones representing your brands practically, are going to present what you people have done. So we're doing things in a different way, making it interactive and engaging to ensure that people understand. Yes.
Now, what are those on Team Worital?
Team Worital, you have Comfort and LC, so they are together. So you have EZC for Team Worital. So I'm going to break you guys into rooms. Sometimes when we are doing things like this, rooms will be pre-assigned. So the moment you come in, we're going into rooms. We're going to use breakout rooms more because it makes us engage and get things done. So we have 2 different projects, Team Worital and Team Unlocking. That's how we're going to do it. I will have to join from my phone to be able to create the do the breakout rooms and come into a breakout room, or else I will just be out here enjoying myself. All right, so this is what you can do. What ways can you find out questions people are asking? Sometimes it's active listening, first of all, when you're talking to your clients, or you know that these are the problems that authors have, these are the problems people have with publishers. You hear people come into your office and they say the same thing about how one publisher duped them, how a publisher printed their book, the book was rubbish, and they complain about the same thing. So you are asking them, you ask them, you say, and you're not saying, what's your problem? The way I did, because I started this as a conversation. What are the issues people are facing? Let's discuss. You may not ask them directly sometimes, but sometimes you can ask them directly. Social listening. Now, we're going to do social listening in more details. But before we do social listening, I'm going to ask somebody to go and tell me what they think social listening is. And then we will talk about social listening. Everyone, what do you think social listening is? Yes, Benga.
I'm good, but I think it's listening to feedback online or from.
Yeah, listening to feedback, listening to what people are saying, listening to how they observing how they, because listening is about observing, it's about keeping quiet and listening to understand, not to respond. And this is what I mean. Most time when we listen to people, we are just listening to them so that we can say our own things. I want everybody to, this is a simple write-up you're going to do on your own. What does it mean to listen? A blog post on listening. That's an assignment that everybody must do today. What is it to listen? So that you can understand social listening. You have to understand what it is to listen and what social listening is. And you are going to do a presentation for me, because now I think I like the ideas of presentations. But social listening is about hearing what people are saying. You are tracking mentions, conversation, topics, competition to check the impact of your brand. You are looking at what people are typing, the comments that they say. Oh, DK, I couldn't hear you in this video. Oh, that thing in your distance that you kept moving your hand was distracting. You are not angry when people talk to you, but rather you are patiently listening to understand. It is a process of identifying and assessing what is being said about your company or product or brand or your industry. Because if you're only listening to what is being said about your company and your brand, nobody really knows you that well. Nobody is dragging you that well. When the King of Boys stuff happened, yes, it was King of Boys. Everybody was talking about King of Boys. When anybody talks about Netflix, they can talk about Netflix. But when people talk about the Nigerian movie industry, it's different. So if you're only listening to what's the Netflix Nigeria and you're not looking at Nigerian movie industry, you are not practicing proper social listening. So social listening is, yes, listening about what your brand is, what's being said about your brand. Also, it's about listening about what's going on in your industry. Social listening is about understanding the trends, taking quick action, being responsive, taking ownership of the brand that you manage, taking ownership of the brand that you manage, not just say, is it not this brand? Oh, me, I'm tired. You are not listening to understand what is being said about in your industry. And social listening, to me, it's not just about what's being said, what's being put out there, what kind of posts are people putting, what are people saying about the clock app? The clock app is TikTok. What are the things people are listening to on clock app? What are ways that I can learn from others? Social listening is even going outside of your industry to learn, because if you focus only on your industry, you're not going to learn. If you just say, I'm going to look at only brands that are doing fashion industry, there is no way you can learn how Duolingo is doing an amazing job by just being themselves and having a mascot. Social listening is being aware that there's a world that exists outside your brand. There is a bigger picture, and you need to be attentive to what's going on online. So social listening and active listening is a topic we're going to take on its own. But for now, I want you to observe, learn, take action. Observe, you take your notes. What can I learn from this? Modify, then take action. For example, I like TikTok now. I do TikTok. First of all, when I went to TikTok, I observed it for like 6 months. I wasn't doing much, but I was learning. I was listening to what people were doing. I was seeing, oh, this is what a stitch means. This is what it means to duet. This is what it means to reply to a comment. This is what it is. This I was observing. I was learning from people that are not only in my industry. What Instagram forces us to do is forces us to stay within our own distance. Your FYP page is going to be showing you marvelous things on TikTok. So I was observing from other communities. I found out about book talk. I found out about stripper talk. I found out about so many dimensions of TikTok because I was listening. For now, you're not using tools, you are listening. Another way to listen is to use Google Trends. So we'll figure out how to do that together, and to go on YouTube and type the topic that you're looking on. So we're going to start with a simple one, which is answer the public. Just a question. I'm going to do an example before I break you out into rooms. And we're going to ask a question. So we have two people here, two groups here, and group one, tell me a question that you think people are asking, because we can ask only two questions with answer the public. So we'll give everybody one. So it's what it just tells you this: discover what people are saying about Nigerian publishers, for example. And what it does is it gets you instant raw search insights direct from the mind of your customers, which is what we've been saying. We want to get into their minds. There are 3 billion Google searches every day, and 20% of those have never been seen before. They are a direct line to your customer's thoughts. Sometimes that's how do I remove the paper jam, which is something that you can tell people, Catherine. Other times it's the retching fear and secret anchors, blah, 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 blah. Discover an untapped gold mine of ideas, and tells you how to get content ideas. And this is a social listening tool. So Google searches are the most important data set ever collected on the human psyche. And it shows you how to grow and use this tool as a social listening tool. So the thing about this is there's another one called Topic Mojo. But the thing about this is you have with answer the public, you have only a few searches. I don't know how many searches you get with Topic Mojo, but they help you find and they make you a social listener. Like I said, we'll do more on social listening, but it gives you insight. So you have Topic Mojo and there's another one, but for today, we're just going to use these two. And when you break into your groups, you can use YouTube to do what we're saying. So fire on. Who is giving me the first question?
Okay, Ma, when you say question, I don't know if this one is correct, but it's just more like, what are the challenges publishing a book?
Challenges of publishing. Okay. So we will take that. So now discover what people are saying. You can use one or two words for best results. So challenges of publishing. So that's it. And I don't want to risk in Nigeria, but challenges of publishing. Let's see what it will give us. So it's gathering the data that it will give us. We've done this in the past, but let's see. So it gives you the data. So it gives you like this. I beg, I'm not paying anybody anything. And then challenges facing the publishing industry. It's giving you topic. What are the challenges of publishing in Nigeria? We did not even write it in Nigeria. What are the challenges of book publishing? Disadvantages of publishing, disadvantages of self-publishing. You are getting topics already. What are the challenges of book publishing in Nigeria? What are some of the challenges currently facing the book publishing industry? What are the major challenges, blah, blah, blah. Challenges in this, and then it gives you this, more ideas. And then you go on. See, challenges of open access publishing. So what I usually do is I download this data. Task of a publishing house. So the publishing house you are working in, what are the tasks? So you are writing, these are the tasks a publishing house to do. So this has given you wealth of conversations that you can start. And it helps you. So team A, you guys will have to use answer the public one. Then let's see. Who else wants to try Topic Mojo? I haven't used Topic Mojo in a while, but it's topic search research. Do you want to talk about why entrepreneurship fails, which is something you should look at? Startup failures. So you are going to team B. Team B, what's your topic? Tofumi, Catherine, and Onyechi, what's your topic? Are you people not here? What's the topic?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something.
You
But
should
what's
have been
coming
thinking
to my
yes.
mind is
Mhm.
how can we help startups, like businesses that are just starting? How can
So,
we help them stay afloat?
so we're saying startups stay afloat. What do you say? I want to say startup failures. Startup anybody else can go because I was looking at startup failures in my mind. Because stay afloat means they did not fail. So let's see what topic module will give us. Why startups are not profitable? How long does it take for a startup to be successful? Startup successful exit, startup successful statistics. So you're already getting loads and loads of ideas from topic module also on startups succeed. Startups succeed. How can startups that are successful, comparison, top reason startups succeed, top successful startup in the world. It's giving you ideas of topics that on your own, when you're trying to do it, you may not get it. I want people to break up into groups and start thinking of topics. Yes.
This topic module, is it like an app or a website or something?
It's a website also. It's like answer the public, topicmojo.com. Topicmojo.com. There's another one that gives you, I can't remember it, but it gives you topic ideas, like 100 topic ideas on one thing. There are many, but what they are their social listening tools. You are listening to understand, not listening to respond. And by listening to understand, you are helping them without saying, I helped you, now buy from me. What does this do? If your articles are the ones that everybody is reading, it positions you in a better place in your industry. With positioning comes monetization. So we'll talk about monetization of content, yes, but we need to go past this part. So we have, like we said, questions about the brand. You can answer that one later, but questions about the industry and the sector. Okay, think about your industry and your sector. What are the questions that people are asking? If you start with questions with yourselves, jot down a couple of questions. We'll come back in 10, 15 minutes, and then we will discuss these questions that you will have thought about. I want everybody to come up with 10 questions minimum. You can do more than 10 questions. Minimum I'm expecting is 10. And 10 not from the same. So the 10 I'm looking at are not 10 that you have typed in and gotten 10 like this. I won't accept that. 10 different things entirely that you can go and type in. 10 things that can be added. Who left the call? Okay, Catherine. So, yes. Okay. 10. So I'm not saying 10 that you will now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. 10 separate things that you can now go and type in. So you're thinking on paper first. This is what I would say about Topic Mojo and all these tools. They are tools. A tool is only, I'll put it this way. Everybody can have an hammer or a paintbrush, but it's the skill of the person and the way the person uses it that makes a masterpiece. Your tool is not your masterpiece. Giving you access to Jarvis, even if I've not paid Jarvis for this month, Jarvis is not the masterpiece. You are the masterpiece, and you are using this as a tool to support you. So within yourselves, I want you to come up with these questions before you type them in. You are doing social listening. You know entrepreneurs in your family, you know entrepreneurs in your world. You know people that have published books. You know what it means to publish a book. You can think about what someone that you've not published a book, but you want to create a French book for people to learn. What are the questions that come to your mind? I'm giving you ideas now of what will be done, but on your own, breakout rooms, I'm creating 2, and I am moving, like I said, wait, so we have Benga room 2, and okay, it was done properly before. Move to room 1. All right, so the rooms are coming to you. Please accept the request and go to your rooms. Like I said, it is Benga Comfort LC room 1, Tofumi Catherine, this in room 2. So we're going to be expecting 10 in all. Everybody must contribute. Everybody must contribute. You're not using the social listening tool first. I've shown you how a listening tool can work. You're using pen to paper. You're not using a social listening tool first. You're first of all thinking about them. Think like them first before you use a listening tool. All right. Rooms have been open, and please, everybody should join. I will broadcast a message and this thing. All right, nobody has joined. Bingo, you've not joined your room. Click on join and join your room. Mhm.